Hi everybody! I just went out the frame. I just posted book haul 5, so I know which book haul this is. Book haul 6! Haha! For once I am correct, because I totally thought that last one was book haul 7. I think I get a bunch of books and I don't make book hauls for them, and so then in my head I'm like, this is book haul 5, this is book haul 6. So then I was thinking that this was book haul 7 because I had more books, but then I forgot that I hadn't filmed them. And I just realized the door is open, so I'm vlogging with the door open. That's new. I just have a couple books that I bought recently that I wanted to make a video for while I'm packing them up because we're leaving in less than a week. So the first one, I got these at the thrift store in town, but the first one is Child Star by Shirley Black. Really excited to read this because I love Shirley Temple. Freaking love her. So I'm excited to hear about her growing up, you know, as a child star, and then how she lost her popularity and her stardom and became, what, an ambassador? I'm not really sure. Yes, United States ambassador to the Republic of Ghana. And a United States representative to the United Nations. I love reading about, like, old Hollywood, you know, Judy Garland, Elizabeth Taylor, I meant, like, Mickey Rooney, Audrey Hepburn, you know, way back when, during the beginnings. So, really excited to read this. Really excited. Seriously, I'm Kidding by Ellen DeGeneres. You guys know that I love Ellen. I should hope you know that because I freaking love her to death. She is my favorite comedian. I think she's hilarious. I'm always laughing, and I look up to her a lot. I really want to interview her on her show for Finding Dory, and I've emailed her several times. Kind of stopped doing it. Need to get back on that. I'm planning on writing a song for her. Well, it's going to be like a rewritten lyrics to a song for her just because I want to meet her so badly. So I'm excited to read what she has to say in this book and learn more about her, and yeah, like fangirling inside. And last but not least, Julie and Julia by Julie Powell. I wanted to see this movie when it came out, never got around to it, so I'm excited to read the book first because I kind of like to read books first before you see the movies. It's kind of hard and impossible sometimes because almost every book or movie is based on a book these days, so I would almost never see a movie if I had to do that. I don't really know much about it, but I love Amy Adams and Meryl Streep and they're on the cover, so that makes me really happy. So those are all the books that I bought at the store, and then I'm also keeping like all of my textbooks because I'm the weirdo who keeps her textbooks. Yeah, weird, right? Well, I don't keep like the boring ones. I tend to keep the ones that will help me in the future, or I want to read on my own time, or probably just good to have. Media Management in the Age of Giants is actually from last semester. It's just about how to manage a media company, journalism, communications, whatever. I thought that class was really fun. I enjoyed it despite it being at 8 a.m. and I learned a lot, and so I'm interested to have this and just read on my own time and learn some tricks. Working for the circuit definitely helped me learn that I have some leadership capabilities, and so it'd be fun to kind of expand on that with this book. Sound and Music for the Theater. This was for sound design. It's not the best book. It gets very technical, and being a visual person, it was hard to understand. I was like, what? I just need to see this in person, not just read about it. So not the best book, but there are like a lot of interesting quotes that I highlighted. Lots of highlighting, especially in the first couple chapters, which were more about the creative process. And I really am interested in sound design, not like as a, you know, job or something, but for these videos I have to put sounds in sometimes, and so this is good to know, and I've definitely like learned a lot through sound design class. So I'm just really excited to take what I've learned and what I've read into practice. The Smartest Guys in the Room, The Amazing Rise and Scandalous Fall of Enron. We read this for business ethics. To be honest with you, I didn't really read it because she would assign 70 pages for each class, and we meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So that was like, what? How much is 70 times 3?
70 times 3?
Yeah, math person.
210.
210 pages of reading a week, and I just did not have time, especially with circuit and children's hour. So I want to read this on my own time because I found it very interesting what I did skim read. It's a great example of how not to run a business, so that's good to know. Work by Bethune, I think that's how you say his name. This we also read in business ethics, and it's like, I think it was like $2 online, so there's no point even like getting rid of it because it was like barely worth anything, and it'd be interesting to read it. I colored in some of the illustrations. I added red. I colored all my classes in red for business ethics because it's the color of blood and tears of sadness. I don't know, I'm not like huge on this book, but why get rid of it when it's like 2 books? A Better Way to Think About Business by Solomon. Really excited to read this on my own time. I enjoyed what he had to say and what we learned about him. We read this while I was on my theater conference, so I was unable to actually read it. I mean, I skimmed read it for like assignments and papers, but I didn't actually get to read it in depth and take notes and kind of chew what he had to say. 2 more, I promise. Do the Right Thing. This is about how Southwest Airlines during 9/11, how they like made all these decisions that like people were like, that's ridiculous, you're gonna lose money, but they ended up doing just fine and have a good reputation because of that. Again, I did not read this book. We had to read the whole thing like over a weekend, and I think it was the play, and I just had no time. I'm a terrible student. So I love to read it on my own time because I have a weird nail. I liked some of the things that we talked about in class, some of their opinions. I think this is like a guy who had a higher up job, so he had a lot to say about that. And I also really like the cover. And Leisure, The Basis of Culture by Pieper. I enjoyed this book as well, what I did read of it. I agreed with a lot of his points, so I'm excited to read it a little more slowly, a little slower, yeah, and a little more slower, a little more slowly, a little more slowly, a little more slowly. I'm excited to just kind of read them and kind of expand my understanding of the world, if that makes sense, because I mean, reading books that sound really dull or boring or like you wouldn't normally read are good for you, you know? It's like eating your vegetables. Like, you don't want to eat the broccoli, but it helps you in the long run. It's healthy. I'm blanking out, but reading books like these, it's like eating broccoli. You don't want to, but when you do eat it and reread it, it ends up being really good for you, and you learn a lot, and you can form better opinions, stronger opinions, you can form arguments, you can have backup information and whatever. So I'm pretty excited to read all these books. Just kidding, surprise, one more. We have Michael Freeman, The Photographer's Eye. This was for my photography class. I'm not a huge photographer. I mean, I am. Like, my mother's a scrapbooker, and she takes photos of us all the time, and like, so I've grown up with it, and I have my own camera, and I've taken photos since I was really young, but I'm not like a photographer, but having taken this class and like learning some things, I think I'm going to try to get a nicer camera and really hone my amateur skills, and this book will really help. And he's supposed to be a really awesome photographer who knows a lot about this stuff, so excited to read it. Alright, well, that's what I got for you guys. Book Haul 6. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've read any of these books, if you think reading philosophical books are boring and should not read them. I love to hear your side. I respect your opinion. Let me know if you've read them, and I'll talk to you about what you thought, or if you are reading them, we can discuss what we think as we read them together. Alright, bye guys. Have a good day.